My name is Dr. Lauren Powell, and I am a board-certified family medicine physician, and I'm a culinary medicine specialist. So what does that mean? It means that I teach people about food, and I teach them about food in order to prevent and cure diseases. So many of our diseases that we have today are directly related to the food and the things that we're putting in our body. So my goal is to empower people, empower them with education and the tools that they need so that they can take control of their health, so that they can live their best life. So I wanted to talk today about something super important that there's a lot of hoopla and there's a lot of just a lot of information out there regarding this topic, and I thought that it was important that we discuss it in a very academic, a very official, scientific, evidence-based way. And that's about fasting. Okay, I have my notes here that I wrote down. So if you see me glance, it's because this is a super important topic and I want to make sure that we talk about it. People fast for different reasons. There's been data shown both in rodents and some newer data in humans that fasting does help with weight loss. Fasting helps control blood sugars, and anyone that's struggling with their weight, it's been shown to be a health benefit. Okay, so definitely some benefit in fasting. Data supports that. I want to talk about two types of fasting, and then I want to talk about who should be fasting and who should not be fasting. Okay, because that's important. Just because something is good, it doesn't mean it's good for everybody, right? So, two types of fasting. The first type of fasting is alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting is just what it sounds like. And I remember it in terms of I'm feasting or I'm fasting. So that means you pick certain days out of the week that you fast, and then certain days out of the week that you just eat like normal. A very common ratio is the 5-to-2 ratio, which means that you are eating 125% of your caloric intake in 5 days. And then in 2 non-consecutive days, so 2 days that are not back-to-back, you're fasting. That's one way to do it. Another way is that instead of on those 2 days not eating at all, you can pick certain days out of the week where you just reduce your caloric intake in total. So for instance, if I need 200 calories to sustain my body, maybe on 2 days out of the week, I only eat 25% of that, which would be 500 calories, okay? So alternate day fasting, I'm picking which days I'm eating, picking which days that I'm not eating, or I'm choosing, instead of not eating at all, I'm choosing to reduce my caloric intake on those days. Okay, do we got that? Alternate day fasting. The other type of fasting is the restricted eating window fasting. So that's exactly what it sounds like. Instead of picking days, you're restricting your eating to a window. So honestly, for so many people who are skipping breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day, if you're skipping breakfast, you're already kind of doing this. So restricted eating window meaning you're only eating for a certain amount of hours that you've pre-designed in your head for the day. So some people will say, I'm only going to eat for 4 hours out of the day, and they'll eat 2 to 3 meals or 1 to 2 meals in that 4-hour window. Honestly, I used to do this a lot as a resident, because especially on the weekends where my schedule was a little bit crazy, I didn't have time to meal prep, and I didn't want to eat the food at the hospital because it was garbage. I would just say, okay, I'm gonna fast all morning. I'm just gonna have my coffee, I'm gonna drink my water, and I'm gonna fast all day while I'm seeing patients and working. And then when I'm done, because I knew I would usually be done around 1 o'clock, or at least have a break around 1 o'clock, then I would break my fast and I would go get something that was super nutritious. So that's restricted eating window. You're restricting when you eat to a certain amount of hours a day, okay? So those were two types of fasting we went over. Alternate day fasting, where you pick certain days that you eat and certain days that you don't, and then restricted eating window, which is you're restricting the amount of hours that you're eating in a day. All right, so we've gone over the two types of fasting. I've told you that the data does support fasting, that it is has been shown to be a benefit in terms of losing weight, preventing and managing diabetes. So people who have issues managing their sugars, this has been shown to be beneficial in helping to manage that. Now, first I want to tell you, just because it's good, again, it's not good for everybody. There's some people that I do not recommend fasting. Pregnant people, if you're pregnant, no. If you're someone that takes insulin, I would say I would not recommend it because you need to be eating with your insulin. And anyone who has any history of eating disorder, because we don't want to, encourage restricted patterns of eating. People people that I would encourage fasting or would say that it's okay. If you're someone that already kind of has your nutrition in order, you understand the value of nutrition, you're eating more plants, you're getting away with the processed food, you already have some good foundational eating. Or people who are just hitting kind of like a slump. They're hitting a slump in their weight loss and they just need something to kind of jump their metabolism and wake it back up. I would definitely recommend, as long as you don't follow in the should not be fasting group, those are the people that I would recommend it in. Okay, so we talked about fasting, definitely a health benefit. We talked about who fasting is for, who fasting is not for, and we talked about the 2 different types of fasting. So I hope you guys found this beneficial. Make sure to comment, share, all that jazz if you liked it. Again, I'm Dr. Lauren Powell. Make sure you follow me on all social media. I hope you guys have downloaded my sexy green smoothie, because who doesn't want more sexy, okay? Make sure you guys go to sexygreensmoothie.com, get that free video recipe. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned.